Chapter 8. Home Again.
After Captain Hook died, everything changed in Neverland. The pirates became sailors, the danger was gone, and the island felt peaceful again. For 2 months, the children lived on the pirate ship. They sailed around Neverland and explored new parts of the island. They swam in the lagoon and climbed the sea cliffs. The lost boys laughed and played and lived like real boys. But Wendy felt different. Every night she looked at the stars and thought about her home, her mother, and her father in London. One night, she talked to Peter Pan on the quiet deck. "Peter," she said, "I want to go home. I want to go back to London." Peter Pan felt shocked. "You're happy here," he said. "Neverland is beautiful, and you have adventures and friends here." "I know," said Wendy, "but I'm growing up. In Neverland, nobody grows up. I must grow up. I must live a real life." "You can stay young here with me," said Peter Pan. "You never get old here." "I must change," said Wendy. "Change is part of being alive. One day I'll have a family of my own." Peter Pan felt sad, and he hesitated for a long time. He did not want Wendy to leave. In the end, even he understood. Some things cannot stay the same. "The lost boys," said Wendy. "What about them? They need a mother." "Maybe another girl can come one day," said Peter Pan, "and be their mother." Wendy felt sad about this, because she loved the lost boys and they loved her. She did not want to leave them, and she knew she had to. "I can take you home on the ship," said Peter Pan slowly. "It's a long voyage over the sea. I'll bring John and Michael too. But I can't stay with you in London. Neverland is my home." "I know," said Wendy. They prepared for the voyage, and the lost boys gathered around with sad faces. "Are you going away?" asked Slightly in a small voice. "Yes," said Wendy. She knelt down and hugged him. "I must go home. I love you all very much. I love you like my own children." "Will you come back?" asked another lost boy. Wendy hesitated before she answered. "No," said Wendy. "But you're very special to me. You made me very happy." She knelt and hugged all of them, one by one, held them close, and felt her heart break a little. "Take care of each other," she said. "Be brave, be kind, and be a family." Peter Pan and Smee prepared the ship for the long voyage. Smee was a different man now. He was not a pirate anymore. He was a good sailor. "I'm sorry for all the bad things I did," said Smee, and he bowed his head. "You're a good man now," said Peter Pan. "Nothing else matters." The ship sailed away from Neverland, past the tall cliffs of the island and out to the open sea. Wendy watched the green island grow smaller and smaller. The mountains faded slowly into the sea. The voyage took many days and many nights. Wendy stood on the deck for hours. She felt happy and sad at once. John and Michael played with the sailors and felt excited. One morning, they finally saw land. It was England. The ship sailed toward the shore, and the white cliffs shone in the morning light. "Look at the cliffs," said John happily. "The white cliffs mean we're home," said Wendy with a happy smile. They sailed up the river toward the city. They saw buildings, boats, and people. The long voyage was over. They were home. In the evening, Peter Pan flew with the children to the nursery window. It was the same window where the whole adventure began. Mrs. Darling was sitting alone in the nursery, in the same chair as every night. She was still hoping and waiting for her children. When she saw them, she cried out in joy. She ran to them and hugged them close. "Wendy, John, Michael, you're home! You're alive and safe!" She held them for a long time and cried with happiness. Mr. Darling came running up the stairs. He knelt down and hugged his children very hard. The nursery looked the same as before, with the same beds and the same furniture. "Where were you?" he asked. "We thought you were gone forever." "We were in Neverland," said Wendy. "It was wonderful and terrible at the same time." Nana ran in and barked with joy. She jumped up and licked their faces. The whole family was together again in the warm, cosy nursery. Peter Pan stayed outside at the window. He watched the family. He saw the love and the happiness, and he felt something strange in his heart. For a moment, he hesitated at the window and thought about staying. He thought about growing up and having a real family. Then he remembered. He did not grow old. He was not like other people. He belonged in Neverland. He turned away, and Wendy saw him go. She ran to the window. "Wait," she called. "Peter, don't go." "I must," he said sadly. "I'm a boy forever. I never grow up. Neverland needs me." "Come and see us sometimes," said Wendy. "I promise," said Peter Pan. "I'll come and visit you." Peter Pan flew away into the night sky, back to Neverland and the Lost Boys. He was free, and he was alone. Years passed, and Wendy grew up. She had her own family and her own daughter. Her daughter's name was Jane. She was a girl who was curious and clever, with a big imagination, just like her mother. Wendy told her all about Neverland, and Jane loved every story. Wendy's house was always neat and organised, just like the underground home long ago. In a drawer by the window, Wendy kept a small pink shell from the lagoon in Neverland. One night, Wendy's daughter heard a noise at the window of the old nursery. A boy with bright eyes and green clothes flew inside. A small light came with him. It was Tinkerbell. Jane realised her mother's stories were true. "Hello," said the boy. "Are you Wendy?" "No," said the girl. "I'm Jane. Wendy is my mother." "Your mother?" asked the boy with surprise. He looked confused for a moment. "Yes," said Jane. "She told me about you and about Neverland. She remembers everything. Her memories of the magic never faded." The boy smiled his bright smile. "Come with me to Neverland," he said. "I'll show you the island, and I'll take you on adventures." Jane hesitated for a moment, just like her mother hesitated many years before. Then she thought of her mother's stories and all the magic and imagination in them. "Yes," she said, "I'll come with you." They flew out the window and up into the night sky, toward the second star. Below them, Wendy heard the sound and smiled in her sleep, and so the story continues, generation after generation. In every generation, a child flies to Neverland and has wonderful adventures. In every generation, the child grows up and comes home. One day, Jane will have a daughter too, and the story will begin again. Only Peter Pan stays young forever, and he waits for the next child. Neverland lives in the imagination of every child. The magic of Neverland never ends, and the magic of imagination never ends. This is the story of Peter Pan, a story of adventure, magic, and imagination. Children love it in every generation, and children love it forever.